Hello, thanks for calling Low Value Mail.
Hey, Danny, it's Joe, the Jewish lawyer.
Joe, the Jewish lawyer. All right, now we're getting to the bottom of things. Thank you for calling in, Joe.
No problem. Sorry, I missed the last few weeks.
It's okay. It's okay.
You have to do everything on the holidays, don't you?
I'm aware. Yes, I'm aware. You especially from what I remember of your last thing. You probably have way more obligations than myself.
Well, I heard you still fasted.
I'm still fasting, but it's a totally different. The porn bots have arrived. But yeah, you probably go into synagogues. I don't even go to synagogues. None of that stuff. My girlfriend watched a YouTube. It's weird that a lot of synagogue and like a lot of church stuff and general like religious assemblies are now on YouTube. Like their live stream. Like, so because I'm obviously live streaming right now and I have some friends who do live streaming like comedy stuff. But when you're trying to figure out tutorials for how to do stuff, it's all churches. Because they're the OG live streamers. Like churches laid the grounds for all this live streaming stuff because they're the ones who like kind of need it the most.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Especially if people aren't going to show up.
Yeah. So anyway, what do you think about all this stuff? You have you're a lawyer, a Jew. You're checking all sorts of boxes.
Well, I mean, it's almost synonyms, but basically, I think that here's the thing: if he's doing it to get out of a deal, I feel like that's not the smart way to go about it. It's like I'll say, you got jury duty. Can you get out of it by saying, "Oh, well, I'm racist"?
Yes,
I guess.
Sure.
But like,
Joe, are you on a speakerphone or anything by chance? It's just like a little kind of bassy, oddly. I don't know if we can.
Well, I mean, I'm on headphones.
Or you're on or maybe it's your headphones. It's okay.
Okay, you want? I could switch. Hold on.
If you could switch, you're just like it's a little oddly bassy. I don't know why, but
is this any better?
Oh, so much better. Oh, that's way better.
Okay, great.
Cool.
So yeah.
So certainly not the most ethical way of getting out of a contract.
But also, it's anyone can be an idiot. Like you were talking about how like a lawyer would respect that, but like no, I respect if you found some sort of a loophole.
Sure,
and got not just I just completely wrecked my reputation, and that's how I got out of it.
Yeah, but again, I guess so because I was thinking. What other group could he have said something similarly inflammatory though that would get him out of his contract? Like, I don't think he could have said, I don't think there's another group he really could have gone after where he could equally, they would drop him. Like with the same sort of like, I guess like
China.
No, I don't think so. Like if he was like, I'm going DEFCON on the Chinese, on Chinese people, I don't know, maybe. Because the problem is like, what's the convenient kind of like stereotype that he would kind of go after?
I guess. I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah. Obviously, so I am, visually Jewish.
Yes,
yes.
I can hear it. I can hear the misery in your voice.
So I have experienced a lot of anti-Semitism, like on the subway, and a majority.
Are you visibly Jewish? Like do you wear? I wear stuff?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I wear. You can't see it, but yeah. I wear a kippah. You can see that, a yarmulke.
That's enough.
Yeah. So I've gotten like tons of people throwing things at me, hitting me, yelling, throwing coins.
See, that's fucked up. See, like, because the thing is, people don't really like when Kanye said this stuff, and I was kind of like saying, like, there are going to be repercussions, but like, people probably don't realize this that like Jews, like you literally get coins thrown at you. Like, it's pretty fucked up.
Although a majority of the incidents that I've experienced, like over 50% were Black Hebrew Israelites.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. So it's and what do you think? It's just because that's the thing. They really like I said earlier. I don't know if you watched the whole show. Ryan was in Raleigh, went downtown, and the Black Hebrew Israelites, they're literally like praising Hitler in the streets openly, and like saying like talking about gassing Jews and putting them in ovens. Like this is like their script.
I mean, I haven't had that, but I had them call me maggot. They called me Khazar. They threw stuff at me. One person tried to hit me.
That's insane. Where was this, in New York or New York State?
Yeah, mostly in the Bronx, actually.
Okay. That's wild, yeah. And again, like, you're not gonna like, what are you supposed to do?
Like nothing. If someone touches me, I shove them, but otherwise, I just ignore them.
Right. But that is fucked up. Like, I don't think, if someone was throwing like coins at me, I'm laughing about it just because it's so absurd, but like, it would probably be pretty messed up, especially like on some intimidating, like, especially in New York, like people are aggressive here.
And of course, when stuff happened on the subway, like everyone else is just like, "Oh, I'm going to pretend like nothing's happening."
Sure.
Like,
that's what I do. Like I got on the subway yesterday, and there was like 3 like junky looking dudes, and they were like smoking cigarettes, and you just you're like, and they were, people were not happy with them, and I just like got out and got in a different car, like you just, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So I missed a number of streams. So
Sure.
There's a few topics that I would have liked to talk about.
Please do.
Didn't have.
Please do.
So so this is not really something that I did that's embarrassing. It's more just something that I had to go through, which by its very nature is embarrassing.
Getting coins thrown at you on the subway.
No, not that.
Oh, okay.
But basically, so as you can probably guess, I went to a Jewish school, and they don't have any sex education.
Yes, I went to a Jewish school as well, and I don't even remember the sex. I do remember the sex education, actually. It was in 5th grade, and they showed us this is in Canada. They showed us this weird British video where it was like a cartoon. I actually really remember this, and it was a cartoon, and then all that was happening is like, it was like a woman, and she goes to the man, but there's like a cartoon, and they're not even like human looking really, and they go, "Your bits ain't nice," and that was the whole thing, is they go, "Your bits ain't nice." And it was about like, I guess, what, but you're like, you left with more questions than you came in with, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna go watch some porn to figure this out. Thanks, Jewish school.
Well, what I went through was basically they just stay away from women. Don't even talk to them. Just
that's good advice, actually.
Until you're ready to get married, just don't even interact with them.
That's actually good advice, though. Just
it is. I mean, I'll tell you that everyone makes jokes, but the fact of the matter is, abstinence or not even talking to a woman, great way not to have a baby.
Absolutely. Plus, you have so much more fun. 100% reduction in nagging.
Yeah. The thing is, so then when I got engaged, and at this point, then they're like, "Oh, well, now we got to teach you stuff."
Sure.
So
how old were you when you got engaged?
I was 24, I think, 24, or 25.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And that's when you have to have classes one-on-one with a rabbi.
Oh my God. That is horrendous.
Yeah.
Do you have to pay for them?
Was
it? Because I remember I had to pay for my bar mitzvah classes.
So you don't have to pay, but it's expected that you will give a donation.
So you pay money for a rabbi to teach you how to fuck. Nightmare. That is a nightmare, Joe.
Well, it's more than just that, because there are also, of course, rules that go along with it.
Is the sheet thing real? I've always I never got to the bottom of if the sheet thing was
of course. So the rabbi tells you, how large the hole has to be, and that. No, I'm screwing with you. It's complete.
The sheet's bullshit, right?
100%.
That the sheet was the thing where, honestly, it was something I heard from non-Jews to the point where I was like, I guess maybe we just don't talk about it. And then,
I think they just saw so it sits at the fringes that have a hole in it that you put your head through.
Yeah.
I think they just saw that in a clothesline, and that's just where their head went. They're just like, that must be.
They must think Jews are packing then, if that's the kind of hole you need. This is a large hole. The hole's like this. But yeah, so that is total bullshit. The hole through the sheet. Because I'm telling you, most people that I know, non-Jews, if you ask them, even Jews, I think, they'd be like, yeah, the real Orthodox, they cut a hole in the sheet. And I've
No.
probably maintained that. To be honest,
I
people
mean,
have been like, did you do that? I'm like, I think so.
It's no. In fact, it's preferable not to have anything on between the skin.
Yeah. It would just get all gross.
Well, so, like, but also like stuff about like birth control you have to learn about, and actually, interesting thing. This is very lawyery. You're not allowed to have so a guy. One of the commandments is be fruitful and multiply. Right?
Yeah.
You got to have kids.
Yeah.
So a guy is not allowed to use any form of birth control. You can't use a condom, anything like that.
Nice.
However, women were never commanded to have children.
Interesting.
So,
because they're pretty integral part of the process.
Right. Yes, but they have to go through a lot of pain and whatever. It's not so they can go through it, but that's not they're not commanded to.
Okay.
So women can use birth control.
Okay, like the pill, or can they use a male contraceptive on you? Like, can they apply it to you?
No, they can use a pill.
Oh, okay.
And so I mean, whatever, like stuff like that. There's also what else did so he taught me about like the whole like are you aware of like what a mikveh is?
Yeah, it's when women with their gross ass periods, and then they got to get the fuck out of there until their periods aren't gross anymore. That's another thing. They taught us about that, but like they didn't really clarify what was going on with it when I was like 12. Like I knew it was like a thing, but I didn't know that it was because women had periods and then it's all gross and they got to go.
Yeah, basically. So from when they have it until you can't be with them until they go to the mikveh, where they have to basically strip down. They can't wear. They can't have any makeup on, anything. Someone inspects them.
Oh God.
And no, there's actually a reason behind this.
Yeah.
So they can't be wearing any makeup, anything, and the person who inspects them is also looking for any marks in case they're being abused.
Oh, okay, that's good.
And then
like if the blood is from, you go like that's abuse.
No, not that. No, it's just like after like that way they can the person needs to be entirely clean and then look over to see if there are any marks and if they're being abused. Then
how do you get that job?
How do you get? It's all volunteers.
You can volunteer to be the checker.
No. I know a guy can't get it. It's a woman.
Rats.
Yeah, but it's he gave me but like it's just such an awkward experience. You're just standing there with a rabbi giving you all this and telling you what it's and then let's say you have a question like you want to ask about like anal or whatever. It's like it's such an awkward like.
Ask a rabbi, some just like 75-year-old man, about if you're allowed to do anal. Oh my God. That'd be enough to just be like, I'm good. I'd rather not. If I had to ask, I'd be like, I'd rather just not do it.
He did actually say one thing that was a very useful piece of advice. So basically, when a woman goes to the mikvah, she can only go at night. And for a certain amount of time before that, she's not allowed to eat. So if it's during the winter, by the time it gets, by the time she can go, whatever, there basically comes a point in time where like when she gets home, she is going to be starving. She hasn't eaten in hours. She missed dinner, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, so she comes home. What do you do? I'm like, okay, well, I guess if she's starving, I'll, to make her dinner. And they're like, oh, here. Then he's like, oh, very nice. So she's just gonna say, so you couldn't be with me for all this time, and now you're just thinking about food. You're trying to put me off. Don't you love me? Don't you want to be with me?
Oh wait, the whole point of the mikvah is she comes back and then it's like time to make some kids.
No, the point is at that point then you can.
Oh, you
like
can.
when she comes back, like because you're not allowed to from when she from when she's on her period until
right.
Yeah. So then it's like, oh, so you can. I guess if she's hungry, yeah, I'll offer her food. It's like, oh, so then she's just gonna say like, really? So you don't want to be with me? So I'm like, okay, fine. So then what I'll do? She comes home and then I'll take her to the bedroom. So then she's just gonna say, oh, so all you care about is my body. You don't care that I'm hungry. I'm like, okay, fine. So what am I supposed to do?
This is a conversation you're having with a rabbi.
Yeah. So he says, what you have to understand is that when it comes to women, sometimes you just can't win.
Ah, that's good advice. Yeah.
No matter what you do,
yeah,
you can't win.
yeah. This is actually pretty good advice. All right, Joe. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
Okay,
That was very good. Take care.
Okay.